To the J. King Sonoran blue turquoise inlay necklace, which is very modern. This is so artistic. I absolutely love this. If you're looking for kind of like that gallery piece, this is it. Just gorgeous for $119.90, 5 flexible payments. You get it home for $23 and some change. So if you're looking just for that special, modern, contemporary piece, I love that Jay included this because you may think, oh, you know, Jay's all about Southwestern. That's not true. You offer us so many variety of styles, and this is just gorgeous on this curved sterling silver.
Yeah, you know,
so pretty.
And here's the thing, you know, when I was first getting into the industry, one of the biggest things I had to overcome, when we were designing and we were marketing, I would call people all the time and try to set up an appointment, you know, to go see them. Sure. And they'd ask me where I was, you know, where I'm from, and I'd say I'm from New Mexico. And they say, oh no, we don't do Southwest, we don't do Native American. And I'm like, okay, well just give me a shot, okay, just give me a shot. Yeah. And then you
don't know what I can do.
A lot of these people, you know, like when I would come up and show them, you know, what we do, that would blow their mind because, you know, you get stereotyped, okay? One of the things, I did design traditional things, and I grew up in a very traditional world, in a very rural traditional world, and I grew up with a lot of silversmiths. But I will say this, is what we've done is even turquoise, anything, I still do make some traditional types of looks or Southwestern type looks, ethnic like looks, but this is really kind of what I go after. I love this contemporary look. And here again with turquoise, just so everybody realizes this, you know, turquoise, you know, got a bad rap. It got stereotyped as just a, oh, you know, it's just, you just buy that in the Southwest and you can only wear it now and then. Some of the biggest designers in the world, guys that are, you know, famous, and ladies that are famous designers, you'll see that they're incorporating turquoise into their designs. Sure. We're seeing turquoise, especially these blue turquoises. I literally travel the world, and I'm telling you right now, I'm seeing turquoise in places that I've been doing this for 43 years, and I'm going to countries now, into markets now, that I've never seen turquoise before, and there it is. It's become kind of a worldwide phenomena, and it's here to stay. So you don't have to worry about turquoise coming in and out of fashion, okay? It's here to stay, and especially looks like this, where it really is kind of wearable art, okay? If you look at this. Like
you got it from summer resort. Right, well, you went on a fancy vacation, you went 5-star,
from really kind of like galleries and things, like really high-end places.
Galleries and boutiques.
And here again, all of these designs that you're seeing are made exclusively for the Mind Find shows. You're not going to see something like this out anywhere else. No. We don't sell to any other retailers. We do have an outlet in Albuquerque that is the only other place that that some of these designs are available. But this isn't something, if you buy it, you have to understand, we don't make thousands and thousands and thousands of them. There's hundreds of these. So when they're gone, they're gone. Yeah, and then we don't make them again. I mean, you know, I might do something like this because it's a cool design. I might do it in lapis or malachite or something like that. You should, but this was the only time that we'll do it in turquoise.
It's absolutely stunning. It's just a striking, contemporary, modern flair. So if you have more traditional pieces, this might be a treat to yourself to have something a little artistic. $23.98 to get home, and remember this appraises at $260. So we're gonna move on to the ring, by the way, that is the blue turquoise.